Hey guys, welcome back to Permission Granted. I'm Danielle, and this space is dedicated to talking about and sharing all the aspects of healing. So, interestingly enough, today I'm in what I call a squeeze. So, a squeeze, my definition of a squeeze is when an external circumstance is tight and it pushes what's inside of you out. So last night I found out my aunt passed, and it's my dad's sister. She's one of the women who raised him. My dad's mom passed away when he was 12. And so this is a very formative person in his life. It was someone that was very formative in my life. And today I was already going to talk about the squeeze and how what's inside of you gets pushed out when you encounter a squeeze. And a part of me was like, do I put it off? I was like, no, I want to talk about I'm in a squeeze right now, and how do I deal with it and what comes out. And what I often find is that death squeezes the infrastructure of your family. It squeezes you personally, and a lot of stuff comes out. And I'm gonna share. I also wanted to share about other times and experiences where I had a squeeze and how it worked, and kind of like the evolution of what's come out over the course of my healing. I'll talk about kind of what I'm feeling now. I feel a lot of sadness because I want to take away the sadness, like from my dad, take away the sadness from like my cousin who's experiencing the loss of her mother. I'm concerned about the funeral. It's not planned and not happening, but all of the moving pieces of family members coming together and what that'll bring out. And will that incur more pain, or will it bring peace? And I tend to be a doer. It is a coping mechanism. It's part of, listen, I don't know what came first, the egg or the chicken on this one. I don't know if it is who I am, or if it's just a coping mechanism. But when I do, it helps me feel better. And when I don't feel the opportunity to do, I can shut down a bit. When I can't do it, when I can't go in and fix things, when I can't go in and resolve situations. So it probably is, I talk about how trauma shapes who you are, and it changes the way you see yourself or the world. And it causes you to put on armor and characteristics that are not specifically you, but you've been doing them for so long that it feels like part of your identity. So it's interesting if being a doer is a coping mechanism for me, because my sadness feels like I don't know how much I'll be able to do to take away from the pain. And there's something to be said about being able to just raw sit in an emotion and not do anything and just feel it all the way through. Doing, moving, taking care of, not bad characteristics, not bad coping mechanisms. But if it replaces feeling your feeling all the way through, those feelings can be stuck and stored in the body. So interesting, after I finish this episode, I am going to take some time and just feel and not be in my doer mode. I had conversations this morning about things that need to be done. And it's a way that I feel helpful. But I don't want to keep these emotions stuck in the body, pushing them out. Whew. Take a breath. That's interesting. Okay. I also wanted to kind of talk about when you are squeezed, being able to look at what's coming out and assess if you're proud of it, if you're okay. There is definitely a period of time when when I was squeezed, and still that doer came out, but like anxious, with an undertone of anger, resentment, maybe, an undertone of not nice. I don't know the best word to put, but it was a doer, but not in a soft way, very rigid, hard way. A lot of anxious frustration would come out when squeezed. And when I started to look at it and understand like what the cause, what the root for that emotion coming out, some of it were probably stored anger that I hadn't processed, that it's going to seep out regardless. And I think it is definitely really beneficial to be able to deal with your emotions when they come up and not let them seep out and bleed on other people that have nothing to do with it. Today, I am not perfect. One of the reasons why I want to share is I want to really remove ED from the word heal, and really replace it with ing. Healing is a process. It's something that's going to happen on a continuous way. So there are times still today I am squeezed and I'm not happy with what comes out. And there are times where I'm squeezed and I can see the progress. Today, my question to you is, when you're squeezed, what comes out? What comes out of you? Are you happy with it? Do you feel like you're proud of that part of you? One of the things that one of a goal for myself is to be very transparent and to be proud of all the pieces, even the ugly ones, but then I'm proud of them, that I handle myself in a way that I respect and that I'm comfortable with. Even when I display emotions that are not pleasant. I use a feelings wheel a lot. I realized because I didn't cope with a lot of emotions well, I didn't even know the breadth of them. So I use this bad boy. My kids know about it. We talk about it, and it really gives vocabulary and words to so much more. Angry could be furious, but it could also be let down. And sometimes sadness can be vulnerability or grief or powerlessness. So I use this often to really understand what I'm feeling and not just categorize it as angry, sad, happy, bad, or fearful, but really get to the nuances and feel my feelings, and learn how to deal with these quote unquote negative emotions in a way that I'm not proud of. Because we can deal with negative emotions. We can be, one of the mottos in my house is you can be mad but not mean. And that's something that I really do live by. I can be mad and not mean. I can be angry and not disrespectful. I can convey my emotions without conveying hurt or creating hurt for someone else. And I think that's just a product. That's one of my goals for myself of how I want to feel comfortable moving through the world, that I can be honest and true, but not cause pain to other people because I'm feeling a negative emotion. Practicing that, for me, has allowed the emotions to move through my body and for me not to carry them with me. Today, after this, I'm going to spend some time with my negative emotions. And it's not negative, it's just uncomfortable. But for so long, I didn't think it was appropriate to be angry. So I would feel anger start to bubble up in my body and I would stop it. And I'm like, nope, 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 I'm not angry. But sometimes I am, and that's okay. Um, so how do you deal with your negative emotion? What comes out of you when you're squeezed? Are you proud of it? I have a free guide that helps with that. And in the back, I include the feelings wheel. If you want it, you can text purpose to 66866 or go on my Instagram or website, DanielleNicoleLifeCoach, and get my free guide. It's super helpful, but it's just another tool because I didn't even know where to start to process negative emotion. It wasn't passed down. But I found it to be super beneficial so that I can even have capacity for other people. Like today, I'm in a squeeze and I still have capacity. I still have capacity for my clients that I'm going to be meeting with today. And I still have capacity for my dad and for my family to be able to deal with this. It's rainy today. It's dreary. And I wanted to say I have dreary feelings today. And that's okay. Like I have the space to be able to have that and still give at a high capacity. And that's not always been the case. There have been previously squeezes that have taken me out where I didn't have the capacity to continue to give. And so I'm grateful. I'm so grateful for the work and the process so that I can still give even while squeezed. This is the type of work I do within my practice, core coaching. I help identify your squeezes and what's coming out, and if you're even happy with it, and come up with a plan on how to pour something new in so something new comes out. Sometimes when we're squeezed, we want to blame it on someone else, but it's really not someone else that determines what comes out of us when squeezed. It's really a reflection of what we've allowed to stay inside of our body, consciously or unconsciously, that has fermented or metastasized or become rancid. And if we don't have a whole lot of love flowing around inside, free flowing throughout our body, love probably isn't going to come out when we're squeezed. It's probably going to be that rancid stuff that we haven't processed. So today, my ask of you is do an inventory. Check what's coming out of you. Are you happy with it? Does it feel good? And if not, what do you want to do? What do you want to do about it? Are you fed up? Do you want something else to come in? Do you want something else to come out? But in order, you have to pour something else in, and you have to truly process the stuff that you've been holding. And hold on, you're not the only one holding stuff in. I remember when I realized I did not ever process anger. It was something I didn't get to be. But here's the cold piece. It was coming out. It was coming out. With simple things. I'd host a party and my anger would come out. I'd be frustrated that I was super resentful that I was the one having to do everything. So as I was getting the party out, it would come out. Now I would be back happy by the time the party was going, but the people who were around helping me process the party, they got to see the ugly side of me. But they didn't cause it. It was just stuff that I wasn't processing out. And so when squeezed, it came out. Listen, what's stored in your body will come out. It doesn't always come out in a way that is, for me, something I was proud of. And so I just offer, there's a way that you can be squeezed and still have things come out that you're proud of. And if that's not happening for you today, I just want to let you know that there is a way to change that. And if you don't know how, reach out. But I'd love to hear below. Please comment and let me know if you're proud of what happens when you're squeezed. If you work on processing negative emotion and how that's working out for you. And if any of this was helpful for you today, like the video. If you know someone else that could find benefit in this, share the video. Subscribe to this video so that you know the next time that I release. And turn on the bell so you know when I send out a video. All of that YouTube stuff that I'm still learning how to say. But thank you for coming back. Thank you for watching to the end. I appreciate you and I love you. And I don't take that for granted. And I look forward to talking to you soon. Okay, bye for now.